Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning, Mr. Davis, or yes. All right,
Yes. Thank you for your flexibility.
no problem. All right, good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Buenos días, señor. Deme su nombre completo, por favor.
Ezequiel Rubio Ayala.
Ezequiel Rubio Ayala.
Sí,
Yes.
All right, Mr. Rubio Ayala, this is a time set for your initial appearance.
Buenos días, señor Rubio Ayala. Esta es la audiencia programada para su comparecencia inicial.
I'm seeing you today out of Tucson City Court.
Lo estoy viendo esta mañana por asuntos pendientes en el juzgado municipal de Tucson.
You have new misdemeanor charges for assault, disorderly conduct, domestic violence,
Tiene usted cargos nuevos de agresión, violencia doméstica y alteración del orden público, delitos menores,
and also contributing to a delinquency of a minor.
y también contribuyendo a la delincuencia de un menor de edad.
Sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Señor, usted tiene derecho de guardar silencio. Cualquier cosa que diga podrá y será usada en contra suya.
You have the right to hire your own attorney.
Tiene derecho a contratar su propio licenciado.
In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you.
En ciertas circunstancias, si no tiene manera de contratar su propio abogado, se le designa un abogado de oficio.
I'm going to appoint the Tucson City Public Defender's Office to represent you, sir.
Voy a designar a la oficina del defensor público municipal para que se encargue de su defensa, señor.
I see that you're currently on a felony probation right now for domestic violence.
Veo que está usted castigado con libertad condicional actualmente por el mismo delito de violencia doméstica, por delito grave,
With the same alleged victim.
con la misma víctima, perdón.
So, sir, I'm going to hold you on a $500 bond.
Entonces le voy a poner fianza de $500, señor.
It's going to be cash or secured.
Será dinero efectivo o garantizado por propiedad.
If you post that bond, you are to commit no acts of domestic violence.
Si logra depositar esa fianza y salir, se le prohíbe cometer actos adicionales de violencia doméstica.
Absolutely no contact with Ms. Alejandra Mendez Garcia.
Ningún contacto en absoluto con la señora Alejandra Méndez García
And the minor child.
y la menor de edad tampoco.
Don't try to go find them or anything like that.
No trate de localizarlos, nada de eso.
And any and all terms of your adult probation terms.
Y debe cumplir con cualquier condición que se le haya impuesto previamente por el caso pendiente de libertad condicional por violencia doméstica, delito mayor.
So your next court date will be November 5th at 1:30 p.m.
La próxima audiencia suya en su caso nuevo, señor, será el 5 de noviembre a la 1:30 por la tarde.
This is at Tucson City Court.
Eso será en el juzgado municipal de Tucson, Tucson City Court.
If you're still in custody, the jail will make sure you get seen that day.
Si sigue usted detenido, el personal de la cárcel asegurará que se presente a su audiencia ese día.
If you post the bond, it's up to you to make sure you show up to court, sir.
Si logra depositar la fianza y sale, depende de usted presentarse ese día a la hora indicada, señor.
If you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest.
Ahora, si no se presenta, puede emitirse orden por su detención.
Trial can go in your absence.
El juicio puede proceder en su ausencia.
If you're convicted at a trial in your absence, but not able to be sentenced within 90 days.
Ahora, si se le pronuncia culpable en su juicio estando ausente y no se le puede imponer la sentencia dentro de 90 días por la ausencia suya,
You may lose your right to a direct appeal.
podrá perder el derecho de apelar el fallo de culpable.
Do you understand the consequences of failing to show to court, Mr. Rubio Ayala?
Señor Rubio Ayala, ¿comprende usted las consecuencias de no presentarse en el juzgado cuando debe hacerlo?
Sí me presento.
Yes, I will appear.
All right, thank you. I'm going to enter not guilty, please, on your behalf. You're excused for today.
Bien, gracias. Vamos a registrar por lo pronto las declaraciones de no culpable entre los cargos pendientes. Puede retirarse por hoy. Gracias.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Verónica.
All right, good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Buenos días, señor. Denos su nombre completo, por favor.
Ismael Tobar Garnica.
Ismael Tobar Garnica.
Thank you, Mr. Garnica. This is the time set for your initial appearance.
Buenos días, señor Garnica. Esta audiencia está programada para su comparecencia inicial.
I'm seeing you today on a failure to appear out of South Tucson City Court.
Estoy viendo el día de hoy por falta de comparecencia en el juzgado municipal de la comunidad de Sur Tucson, South Tucson.
The charges are for liquor in vehicle and also drug paraphernalia.
Los cargos pendientes son de tener licor en su automóvil y también por tener parafernales de drogas.
Those are from back in February of 2021.
Estos cargos originaron en febrero del 21.
And sorry, my apologies, not South Tucson City Court, it's from Saurita Municipal Court.
Me disculpo, no fue el juzgado municipal de Sur Tucson, sino de Zaguarita.
I'm also seeing you, sir, failure to appear at Tucson City Court.
También lo estamos viendo por falta de comparecencia en el juzgado municipal de Tucson, Tucson City Court.
The charges for criminal trespass.
Esas acusaciones son de ingreso ilícito a propiedad ajena.
The alleged charges from March of this year.
Eso dice que tomó lugar en marzo de este año.
Sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Tiene usted derecho de guardar silencio, señor. Cualquier cosa diga podrá y será usada en contra suya.
You have the right to hire your own attorney.
Tiene derecho a contratar su propio abogado.
In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you.
Ahora, en ciertos casos, si no tiene manera de contratar su propio abogado, se le puede asignar un abogado de oficio.
Mr. Garnica, were you aware that you had court in Saurita?
Ahora, señor Garnica, ¿sabía usted que tenía asuntos pendientes y audiencias programadas en el juzgado municipal de Zaguarita? ¿Lo sabía? Yes.
Okay, why did you miss court, sir, earlier this year?
Bueno, ¿y por qué no se presentó cuando tenía que haberlo hecho anteriormente este año, señor?
Sí, es que como soy hombre, me quedé en la calle y no, a veces no duermo bien, me quedé bien dormido hasta la tarde, se me fue el rollo.
Well, it's in fact, I'm homeless and on the streets. And that morning, I didn't wake up in time, and I completely overlooked it.
All right. So there's an address here for you, Santa Paula. Is that a residence that you still use?
Ahora, aquí se ve una dirección para usted, señor, por la calle Santa Paula. ¿Es una dirección que acostumbra usar todavía?
Sí, sí.
Yes.
Okay, so you can reside there?
¿Puede vivir ahí entonces?
Estoy peleado con la señora y casi no quiere que esté yo ahí.
Well, I've been on the outs with my lady friend, my wife, and she doesn't really like for me to be there.
Okay. All right, so sir, I'm going to release you on your own promise to appear for your next court date on both your cases.
Señor, voy a permitir que salga de la cárcel bajo su promesa, su palabra de presentarse cuando debe hacerlo en los dos casos que tiene pendiente. Okay.
No drugs, no alcohol,
Nada de drogas, nada de licor,
no contact with any alleged victim of the trespass.
nada de contacto con la víctima que se alega de la acusación de ingreso ilícito a propiedad ajena,
We'll go back to the incident location.
y de regresar al sitio del incidente.
For Saurita, your next court date is November 18th at 8:30 a.m.
Ahora, por el caso que tiene pendiente en el juzgado de Zaguarita, la próxima audiencia está programada para el 18 de noviembre a las 8:30 por la mañana.
For Tucson City, sorry.
No, go ahead.
For Tucson City, your next court date is November 19th at 9 a.m.
Ahora, para el juzgado municipal de Tucson, Tucson City Court será el día siguiente, en noviembre 19 a las 9 de la mañana.
When you get released from jail today, you'll get 2 sheets of paper.
Cuando salga de la cárcel este día, le van a dar 2 hojas de papel.
One will be the Saurita date, the other one will be the Tucson City Court date.
Uno llevará la fecha para la audiencia programada en Zaguarita y la otra hoja llevará la fecha para la audiencia en el juzgado municipal de Tucson.
They'll both be phone numbers for the courthouses.
También llevarán los teléfonos para los juzgados.
If you can't make the date for some reason, please call them to reschedule your day.
Si por algún motivo no puede presentarse el día indicado, haga favor de llamarles para informarles y buscar otra fecha alternativa.
If you don't call them and you don't show up, a warrant can issue for your arrest.
Si no les llama y no se presente, si no les llama y no se presenta, puede ordenarse su detención de nuevo.
And sir, also outside the Pima County Jail, there's something called the Pima County Transition Center.
Ahora, señor, a la salida de la cárcel se encuentra un tráiler que se identifica como centro de transición.
There's a blue line outside the jail that you can follow walking distance.
Y cuando salga de la cárcel, se ve una línea de color azul con pasos indicados para llevarlo directamente a ese tráiler.
The transition center helps with temporary housing and potentially can provide a phone for you.
Ahora, el centro de transición le puede dar vivienda temporal, también un teléfono para su uso.
I suggest you stop there, sir, to see if you can get some resources from them.
Le recomiendo que pare ahí a la salida para ver si puede valerse de algunos recursos, ayuda de ellos.
Do you understand all that, Mr. Garnica?
¿Entiende todo lo que le he dicho, señor Garnica?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, thank you, sir. Your excuse for today.
Gracias, señor. Es todo por hoy. Puede retirarse.
Next. We can get next.
Yeah, please. Israel.
All right, good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Israel Heflin Salazar.
Your Honor, can we confirm that he needs a Spanish interpreter?
Sir, do you need a Spanish interpreter?
¿Necesita ayuda de un intérprete, señor?
No.
No.
Your Honor, this is the juvenile.
Okay. And we're going to see Mr. Zagata, sir, or?
Yes.
Okay.
The interpreter will come back, Your Honor.
Sorry? Mr. Davis, we're going to see Mr. Zagata, the Spanish speaker, after Mr. Israel. Okay,
Understood. Then I'll come back. Thank you.
thank you. All right, sir. One more time, your full name.
Israel Heflin Salazar.
Thank you, Mr. Salazar. This is a time set for initial appearance. I'm seeing you today for new felony charges of armed robbery and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, dangerous instrument. The alleged offense dates are from May 30th of 2025. All right, sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. I'm going to appoint Sarah Wright to represent you, and you have an attorney seated next to you for purpose of today. I'll be setting some release conditions for you, sir, on this case. I have reviewed the pretrial services report. There is no interim complaint. Looks like you're in custody and other charges right now on a separate bond in Superior Court, and I see that you're being held at the juvenile detention facility on that other charge. The state's written recommendation on this case is a $25,000 bond. Mr. Poston, would the state like to be heard further? Mr. Poston, you're muted.
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. Nothing further.
Thank you. Mr. Miller?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning. I would simply note that I do have an interim complaint here. It looks like this offense conduct dates back allegations late May of this year. My understanding is that Mr. Salazar has been working on his GED and is maintaining at the juvenile center just fine. Regardless of what amount bond the court decides to impose, I would ask that Mr. Salazar be sent back to the juvenile center.
All right, thank you. All right, court will impose a bond of $10,000 in this matter. It'll be cash, at least a pretrial if bond is posted. No drugs, no alcohol, no weapons whatsoever. No contact with any alleged victims. Not go to any victim's residence or work. Based on the factors of ARS 8305, as well as Mr. Salazar's currently being housed in a juvenile detention facility. It's been a little bit since he's been there, and he's still being held there. Court finds it appropriate for Mr. Salazar to continue to be held at juvenile detention facility for these charges as well. It's also ordered that the juvenile detention facility and court for Mr. Salazar for future Superior Court hearings. All right, sir, your next court date is a preliminary hearing on November 10th at 1:30 p.m. That date may or may not go forward, so please keep in contact with Ms. Wright, your attorney. If you fail to appear for court, sir, warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand all that, Mr. Salazar?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, sir. You're excused for today.
You'll get a copy of it. You're a great fan of it. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You'll send it over to Julie.
¿Es el abogado?
All right. Good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Buenos días, señor. Deme su nombre completo, por favor.
Juan Segarra.
Juan Zegarra.
Segarra. Z-E-G-A-R-R-A. Segarra. Juan.
He spells his name out, Your Honor, Z-E-G-A-R-R-A. Gracias.
Thank you. Mr. Zegara, this is the time set for your initial appearance.
Señor Zegarra, esta audiencia está programada para su comparecencia inicial ante los cargos.
I'm seeing you today for a new felony charge for failure to register.
Lo estoy viendo este día por cargos nuevos de delitos graves por falta de cumplir con la obligación de registrarse.
So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Tiene derecho a guardar silencio. Cualquier cosa que diga podrá y será usada en contra suya.
You have the right to hire your own attorney.
Tiene derecho a contratar su propio abogado.
I'm going to appoint Karina Molnar to represent you.
Pueda designar al abogado de oficio Corina Molnar para que se encargue de su defensa.
I'll be setting some release conditions for you, Mr. Zegara.
Señor Zegarra, le voy a poner ciertas condiciones de su libertad provisional.
I have reviewed the pretrial services report and the interim complaint.
He revisado el informe previo preliminar de la Agencia de Servicios Previos al Oficio, tanto como la querella inicial.
The state's written recommendation is a no bond hold. Mr. Poston, is that correct?
It is.
La Fiscalía recomienda que sea detenido sin fianza. Le pregunta al fiscal a cargo del caso esta mañana que sigue con esa recomendación. Él responde que sí, no fianza.
All right, thank you, Mr. Miller.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Un ratito, ¿no? Yo me...
Yeah, don't say anything right now about it.
Espere, señor, no diga nada por lo pronto.
Es que se confundió. Because I don't speak Spanish. I can't understand what they're saying.
Ya le explicaré. No entiendo lo que me dice ahorita, dice él. Él es el abogado defensor. Go ahead, Mr. Miller.
Your Honor, I would just note that if the state does want to hold Mr. Segarra without bond, he's entitled to a hearing on that. I would also make the observation that this is a strict status offense. There's no allegations of violence, no allegations of the use of a weapon, anything along those lines. I'd just ask for a nominal bond.
Señora juez, lo que digo yo es que si la fiscalía insiste que sea detenido sin fianza el señor Segarra, debo decirle que él tiene derecho a que se celebre una audiencia para escuchar los temas de no fianza. También le doy a saber que esta es una ofensa de tipo de estatus, sin presencia de elementos de violencia, de armas, nada de ese tipo. Espere, señor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Miller.
Gracias, señor Miller, dice la abogada, la juez. Espere.
All right, so Mr. Zegara, the Arizona Constitution says if someone is pending a felony matter and they get arrested on a new felony case, the state can request hold without bond.
Señor Segarra, lo que le digo yo es que la Constitución del Estado de Arizona dicta que si una persona es acusada por delito nuevo, delito grave, pendiente condiciones de libertad, es posible que se exija la denegación de fianza de cualquier tipo.
It is not automatic. They do have to prove and have witness testimony to show that someone should be held without bond.
Pero no es decisión automática. Ellos deben constatar con testimonio de testigos o documentos de que la persona acusada nuevamente siga detenida sin fianza.
So I'm going to set a no bond hearing for Monday, November 3rd at 2:30 p.m.
Entonces, lo que voy a hacer es pactar la siguiente audiencia para el día lunes, noviembre 3, una audiencia de denegación de fianza a las 2:30 por la tarde.
You'll be transported for that hearing. Your attorney, Ms. Molnar, will be there.
Ya lo trasladarán a la cárcel para esa audiencia. La licenciada de oficio, la señorita Molnar, estará presente para ayudarle ese día.
At that point, the state will either have witness testimony to try to prove to hold you without bond, or they will argue for a bond amount.
Ahora, ese día la Fiscalía tratará de comprobar que se le debe negar la fianza con los elementos probatorios que tengan ellos o podrán pedir que se le imponga algún tipo de fianza en esta sesión. Espere.
All right, and so your next court date after that is a preliminary hearing on November 10th at 1:30 p.m.
Ahora, después de esa sesión, la que sigue será la semana después, noviembre 10, a las 2:30 de la tarde, para una audiencia preliminar, a la 1:30, perdón.
That date may or may not go forth, but please keep in contact with your attorney, Ms. Molnar.
Ahora, esa audiencia podrá llevarse a cabo o no, así es que es importante que siga usted en contacto y comunicación con la abogada suya, la señorita Molnar.
If you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest.
Si no se presenta en juzgado cuando debe hacerlo, puede ordenarse su detención de nuevo.
You understand all that, sir?
¿Entiende todo lo que le dice, señor?
Sí, pero quiero dar una opinión, porque ayer cuando me arrestaron, nomás es
I
por
would
la
like to have your opinion, first of all, though, because yesterday when I was arrested,
nomás que yo vivo en las calles de un auto que es mío, ya. Nomás que cuando mi hijo se va a California, a Las Vegas, a Nueva York, llevando maquinaria, él me dice, pa, cuida el apartamento y te puedes quedarte ahí. Eso es lo que hago. Yo soy homeless.
you know, I will tell you that I am homeless. And when my son happens to go on trips to Las Vegas, California, or New York to make deliveries of equipment, he says, Dad, take care of the apartment. You can stay there. But otherwise, I am homeless. And I do that once in a while, though, but I am homeless.
All right, Mr. Zegata, I understand your circumstances.
Señor Segarra, sí comprendo la situación suya y las circunstancias personales suyas.
Unfortunately, it's one of those things, if the state requests it, they get to have a hearing about it, the no bond request.
Pero lamentablemente el Estado tiene derecho a pedir ese tipo de audiencia donde puede negársele la fianza para que ellos puedan constatar eso.
If the state decides not to go forward with that hearing,
Ahora, si la Fiscalía decide no proceder con ese tipo de audiencia el día indicado,
that information you just gave me, Ms. Molnar can use that to either argue for a bond for you or to have you released.
ahora la información que me acaba de aportar en este momento la puede utilizar la señorita Molnar en esa audiencia para pedir que se le imponga una fianza nominal o que se le permita salir bajo palabra.
All right, thank you, sir. Your excuse for today.
Gracias, señores. Todo por hoy. Puede retirarse. And Your Honor, may the
Gracias.
interpreter be excused as well?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Davis.
Mr. Zagata says thank you as well. Thank you.
That's it right there. Yeah. Great.
All right, good morning, sir. Can I have your full name, please?
Alexander Elmo Herrera.
All right, thank you, Mr. Herrera. This is a time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today out of Saurita Municipal Court for failure to appear for a theft charge. Looks like this is from November of 2021. And the failure to appear was back in March of this year. All right, so you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. I'm going to appoint Brent Cicero to represent you, sir. Looks like this is the 5th failure to appear on this case. It's been going on since 2021, looks like. I'm going to honor the bond amount on this warrant from Saurita, which is $2,499. It will be cash or secured. If you post that bond, sir, or if you're released, absolutely no contact with any alleged victims. Don't return to incident location. And I also see that you're being held on a felony bond right now as well. So no matter what I do today, it looks like you have a separate bond right now you're being held on. You'll see a judge on November 4th at 3 p.m. in Saurita Municipal Court, and your attorney, Mr. Cicero, will be there. As you can see, sir, when you fail to appear for court, warrants can issue for your arrest. You understand all that, Mr. Herrera?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. You're excused for today. All right, thank you for your patience, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
James.
Sorry, is it Coleman James?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, Mr. James, this is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today out of Pima County Justice Court. Looks like it's for a shoplifting charge. All right, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. And so I see that you are actually being held separately for some matters out of Tucson City Court as well as South Tucson City Court. This shoplifting is for a failure to appear out of Justice Court for earlier this month. I'm going to hold you on a bond of $50 on this matter since you're already in custody and other things right now. I'm going to appoint you an attorney, Mr. Christian Salter. If you post that $50 or if you're released on your case, sir, do not return to the incident location, no contact with the alleged business victim. You'll see a judge tomorrow, sir, October 30th at 1 p.m. on the shoplifting matter. All right, as you can see, when you fail to appear for court, warrants can issue for your arrest. Do you understand that, Mr. James?
Yes.
All right, thank you. You see a judge tomorrow, sir. Mr. Salter, your attorney, will be there. You're excused for today.
Thank you.
This way. All partition, let's see. Let's see. All the way down. It's everything.
All right, good morning, ma'am. Can I get your full name, please?
Kinihan Buggy.
Thank you, Ms. Buggy. This is a time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today for some new misdemeanor charges out of Pima County Justice Court. They're for assault, 2 counts, and disorderly conduct, 2 counts. They're both all alleged to be domestic violence. All right, ma'am, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. So today, Ms. Buggy, I'm going to release you on your own promise to appear for your next court date. That's just a fancy way of saying you're getting out of jail today. Do not commit any acts of domestic violence. You may have continued contact with your spouse, James, and your son, Justin. They are the alleged victims. You can return to the shared residence if you choose. Your next court date is November 10th at 10:30 a.m. at the Pima County Justice Court. When you get out of jail this morning, ma'am, you'll get a sheet of paper with the date, time, address for the courthouse. There'll also be a phone number on there. If you can't make the date for some reason, please call them in advance to reschedule your court date. If you don't call them to reschedule, you don't show up, a warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand all that, Ms. Buggy?
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You're excused for today.
Thank you.
Buggy.
All right, sir, can I get your full name, please?
Me.
All right, Mr. Buggy, this is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today out of Pima County Justice Court for some misdemeanor charges. They are for assault and disorderly conduct, domestic violence. right, sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. All right, so sir, I'm going to release you today for your own promise to appear for your next court date. That's just a fancy way of saying you're getting out of jail today, sir. Do not commit any acts of domestic violence. Looks like pretrial was not able to reach your father, the alleged victim, about his input. So I'm going to put on here, sir, is no unconsensual contact. So if dad says you can't stay at the house, don't stay at the house. Go find somewhere else, okay? But all right, your next court date, Mr. Buggy, is going to be November 10th at 10:30 a.m. at the Pima County Justice Court. When you get out of jail today, sure, you'll get a sheet of paper with all the information on there. There'll also be a phone number for the courthouse. If you can't make that court date for some reason, please call them in advance to reschedule. If you don't call them to reschedule, if you don't just show up, a warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand all that, Mr. Buggy?
I understand.
All right, thank you. You're excused for today, sir.
Fail.
All right, good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Matthew John Graffio.
Thank you, Mr. Graffio. This is the time set for initial appearance. I'm seeing you out of Pima County Justice Court for a new misdemeanor charge of disorderly conduct, domestic violence. All right, sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. All right, so sir, I'm going to release you today on your own promise to appear for your next court date. And do you have somewhere that you can stay, sir, that's not with your father?
No,
No?
that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Okay. All right. So I'm releasing you today, sir. No acts of domestic violence, no contact with your father at this time. Don't go back there. So you do have to set up a separate residence. When you get out of jail today, outside the Pima County Jail, there's a blue line at the release door. You can follow it. It's within walking distance, just the east of the jail. That's something called the Transition Center. It's a little trailer to the east of the jail. They help with temporary housing. They help with providing a phone and things like that. So just you stop there to get some resources, sir. You may return with police escort to pick up your personal belongings before you find a separate residence from your father.
Okay. Yeah, I was about to ask how would I get my meds for my but you just explained. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. All right, next court date, there's November 10th at 10:30 a.m. at the Pima County Justice Court. When you get out of jail today, you'll get a sheet of paper with all the information on there. There'll also be a phone number for the courthouse. So if you can't make that date for some reason, please call them in advance to reschedule. If you don't show up, you don't call them, a warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand all that, Mr. Graffio?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. You're excused for today.
Mr. Norris.
All right, good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Levi Matt Norris.
All right, thank you, Mr. Norris. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today out of Pima County Justice Court for some failures to appear. There's a shoplifting and trespass from May of this year, another shoplifting from May of this year. Those are failures to appear. Then you have a new misdemeanor charge for paraphernalia, shoplifting, and trespass. Those are also from Justice Court. And then I'm also seeing you start out of Tucson City Court for some failures to appear, trespass, shoplifting, trespass, and then additional charges of trespass, shoplifting. All right, so you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. So Mr. Norris, because of the number of cases you have right now and the failures to appear, I am going to impose a bond on the Justice Court case. It's going to be concurrent across the three case numbers. It's a $250 bond, cash or secured. I'm going to appoint you an attorney, Mr. Christian Salter, so he'll be your attorney for the Justice Court cases. No contact with any alleged business victims. Do not return to incident locations. You'll see a judge tomorrow in Justice Court, October 30th at 1 p.m. And your attorney, Mr. Salter, will be there. All right. As to the Tucson City Court case matter, sir, that one as well, I'll appoint you an attorney, Tucson City Public Defender's Office. I'm not going to impose a bond on that one. All right. Same release conditions, no contact with any alleged victims, don't return to any incident locations. Next court date for Tucson City, sir, is December 19th at 9 a.m. So if you're out of custody by December, it's up to you to make sure you show up to court. If you do not, another warrant can issue. If you fail to appear for courts or warrants can issue for your arrest, trial can go in your absence. If you're convicted at a trial in your absence, but you're not able to be sentenced within 90 days due to warrant status, you may lose your right to a direct appeal. You understand the consequences of failing to show to court, Mr. Norris? All right, thank you, sir. You'll have attorneys on both your cases, and you'll see a judge tomorrow. All right, you're excused for today.
Are you going to stay here today?
Yes, unless you post the $250 bond.
Down.
All right, good morning, ma'am. Can I get your full name, please?
Sabrina Nicole Allen.
All right, thank you, Miss Allen. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today out of Tucson City Court for some misdemeanor charges. They're for criminal damage and disorderly conduct, domestic violence. All right, ma'am, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one, one may be appointed for you. All right, so ma'am, if I release you today, is there somewhere you can stay that is not with Gibran?
My grandma.
Grandma, okay. Do you have any property at wherever Gibran is staying?
Just a little bit, but it's fine.
Okay. All right. And pretrial has not been able to talk to him. I'm going to see him later this morning. So if he's okay with continued contact with you, then I'll indicate that here. But if not, at this point, it's no contact unless I put on this order otherwise. All right. And you're okay with still contact with him?
Yes, I am.
So I'll tell him that. I'll let him decide what he wants to do, and I'll indicate that on here. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to release you on your own promise to appear for your next court date. Conditions include do not commit any acts of domestic violence. And it may or may not be no contact, but it'll be on the sheet of paper that you'll get when you get out of jail today. All right. Next court date is December 2nd at 1:30 p.m. at Tucson City Court. When you get out of jail, you'll get a sheet of paper with all the information on there, and I'll have that update about whether Gibran contact is allowed or not. If you fail to appear for court, ma'am, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Trial can go in your absence. If you're convicted at a trial in your absence, but you're not able to be sentenced within 90 days due to warrant status, you may lose your right to a direct appeal. Do you understand the consequences of failing to show to court, Ms. Allen?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You're excused for today.
Buckley.
All right, good morning, ma'am. Can I get your full name, please?
Don Marie Buckley.
All right, thank you, Ms. Buckley. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today out of Tucson City Court for some failures to appear, possession of shopping cart, criminal trespass, animal dog, animal bite, and sharking cart, possession and drug paraphernalia. So you have some failures to appear, ma'am, as well as some new misdemeanor charges out of City Court. All right, so Ms. Buckley, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. I'm going to appoint the Tucson City Public Defender's Office to represent you, ma'am. Okay. So because of the number of cases and number of failures to appear, I'm going to impose a bond. It's going to be $500, cash or secured. I'm going to appoint you an attorney, Tucson City Public Defender's Office. No drugs, no alcohol, no contact with any alleged victims. Don't return to any incident locations, including 1000 North Stone Avenue. Looks like you've been trespassed multiple times in that location. So do not return there, ma'am. All right, your next court date is November 7th. That's next week at 1:45 p.m. at Tucson City Court. If you get out of jail before then, it's up to you to make sure you show up that date. If not, the jail will make sure you get seen. Your attorney, the public defender's office will be there. If you fail to appear for court, as you can see, warrants can issue for your arrest. Trial can go in your absence. If you're convicted at a trial in your absence, but not able to be sentenced within 90 days due to warrant status, you may lose your right to a direct appeal. Do you understand the consequences of failing to show to court, Ms. Buckley? All right. I'm going to enter not guilty pleas on your behalf. You're excused for today.
Pacheco.
All right, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Héctor Adrián Pacheco, secretario.
Thank you, Mr. Pacheco Siriate. This is the time set for initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on Tucson City Court, a failure to appear for misconduct involving weapons and driving with a suspended license. Those are both misdemeanors. These are from January of 2023, sir. All right, Mr. Pacheco, this is you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. All right, sir, looks like you missed court on these old charges from January of this year. Why did you miss court?
Just wanted me to pay for my own lawyer. Just haven't had the money to pay for my, because I don't have I guess for that court, I don't have a public defender.
Right. Why did you miss the court date though?
Oh, I just have been struggling. I've been staying on the streets. Just didn't remember I had cleared that day.
Okay. Do you have somewhere you can stay right now?
Yeah, I've been getting a little better on that list.
Okay. Where would you stay, sir?
Right now, I'm staying with my girlfriend.
Okay. And where does she live?
She lives on Old Father Road, and I know.
All right, Mr. Pacheco, I'm going to release you on your own promise to appear for your next court date. Please make sure you show up to court for the next day. Do not drive without a valid driver's license. All right, next court date is December 1st at 2 p.m. So that's a little over a month from now. When you get released from jail, you get a sheet of paper with the information on there. There's also a phone number. So if you can't make that court date, sir, you call them in advance to reschedule your day. If you kind of forget about it, you just don't call them, you don't show up, another warrant can issue. You don't want to be going in and out like this. Okay? All right. You're excused for today, sir. Thank you. All right. Good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Bernardo Penagos.
Is it Penagos Diaz? All right. Thank you. All right, Mr. Penagos Diaz, this is the time set for initial appearance. I'm seeing you out of Tucson City Court for 2 misdemeanor charges. They're for disorderly conduct and damage to a vehicle without consent of an owner. All right, so you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. All right, so sir, it looks like you have a jury trial coming up November 20th. Does that sound correct?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to release you on this case, sir, on your own promise to appear for your next court date. No contact with any alleged victim of the owner of the vehicle. All right. So your jury trial is still November 20th, sir. So make sure you make that court date in Tucson City. I'm going to give you a new court date for these new charges, though, which is November 26th at 9:30 a.m. All right. So when you get out of jail, you'll get a sheet of paper with a new charge information. Hopefully, you still have your paperwork on your trial coming up November 20th as well. All right. If you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Trial can go in your absence. If you're convicted at a trial in your absence, but you're not able to be sentenced within 90 days due to warrant status, you may lose your right to a direct appeal. It's your best interest, sir. Make sure you show up to court so you can get this taken care of. Understand all that, Mr. Penagos Diaz? Yes. All right. Thank you, sir. I'm going to enter not guilty, please, on your behalf. You're excused for today.
Thank you.
What's that?
All right. Good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Luis Salazar.
All right, thank you, Mr. Salazar. This is the time set for initial appearance. I'm seeing you today out of Tucson City Court for some misdemeanor charges. They're for assault and disorderly conduct, domestic violence. So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. All right, so sir, in this case, I'm going to release you on your own promise to appear for your next court date. That's just a fancy way of saying you're getting out of jail today. You don't have to check in with anyone. You do have to make your next court date, though. Do not commit any acts of domestic violence. You may have continued contact with your father, and you can return to the shared residence if you choose to go back there. All right, your next court date, sir, is December 1st at 9:30 a.m. at the Tucson City Court. When you get out of jail today, sir, you'll get a sheet of paper with all the information on there. There'll also be a phone number for the courthouse. So if you can't make that December 1st date, please call them in advance to reschedule your court date. If you don't call them, you just don't show up, it doesn't go away. A warrant can issue for your arrest. Trial can go without you. If you're convicted at a trial in your absence, but you're not able to be sentenced within a 90-day period due to that warrant status, you may lose your right to a direct appeal. Do you understand the consequences of failing to show to court, Mr. Salazar?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I'm going to enter not guilty, please, on your behalf. You're excused for today.
Twice.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
From Valles.
Thank you, Mr. Invalias. This is the time set for initial appearance. I'm seeing you today for Tucson City Court, criminal damage, domestic violence, and drug paraphernalia. All right, sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one, one may be appointed for you. All right, so the alleged victim here is your girlfriend, Sabrina Allen. She's okay with having continued contact with you. Would you like to have continued contact with her?
Yes.
Okay. And are you okay with her coming back to your house?
Yeah.
Are you guys both on the lease?
No.
Whose house is that?
Mine.
It's yours? Okay. And you're okay with her coming back there?
Yeah.
All right. So, sir, I'm going to release you today on your own promise to appear for your next court date. Conditions include no drugs, no alcohol, do not commit any acts of domestic violence. You may have continued contact with Sabrina. All right. I'm going to tell her that as well. All right. Your next court date is December 2nd at 1:30 p.m. I think you have some other things going on right now with City Court. Make sure you make those court dates as well. All right. And I'm going to appoint you an attorney. I think you have an attorney on your case already, so I'll appoint you an attorney, Tucson City Public Defenders on this one as well. Okay. So December 2nd at 1:30 is your next court date for this case. I think, yeah, Sabrina has the same next court date as well. So, all right. You guys can come together if you want to.
Thank you.
You're welcome. As you probably will know, if you fail to appear for court, sir, and you don't call to, reschedule your day, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Trial can go without you. If you're convicted at a trial in your absence, but you're not able to be sentenced within 90 days due to warrant status, you may lose your right to a direct appeal. Do you understand the consequence of failing to show to court, Mr. Valles?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And if you're not guilty, please, on your behalf, you're excused for today.
Thank you.
Stop it.
Morning.
Good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Arislan Lopez.
Middle name, Federico?
Yes, Melanie Federico, sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Lopez. This is the time set for initial appearance. I'm seeing you today for some new felony charges: child abuse, domestic violence, and disorderly conduct with a weapon, domestic violence. All right, sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Legal Defender's Office to represent you, and you have an attorney seated next to you for purpose of today. I'll be setting some release conditions for you, sir. I have reviewed the pretrial services report and the interim complaint. The state's written recommendation is a $50,000 bond. Mr. Poston, would the state like to be heard further?
No, Your Honor, given all the circumstances, state believes that is entirely appropriate.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Miller?
Thank you, Your Honor. We'd be asking for a release to pretrial services. $50,000 is excessive. Mr. Lopez cannot afford to pay that. Based solely on the interim complaint, the allegations are that Mr. Lopez had showed one of his children a handgun and perhaps threatened to use it on a dog that I don't believe was present and in that moment. I would also note that the children do not live with Mr. Lopez. They live with their grandparents. He does not pose a continuing threat to them pending the resolution of this matter. Again, $50,000 is excessive. I'd ask for release to the supervision of pretrial services.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. The court is concerned about the allegations in the interim, alleged use of a firearm. Court does find a bond is appropriate. Mr. Lopez, I'm going to propose a bond of $5,000. It will be cash or secured, released to pretrial services if that bond is posted. Absolutely no weapons whatsoever, no drugs, no alcohol, no acts of domestic violence. Any monitoring or treatment is directed by pretrial services. No contact with any alleged victims or their victim representatives. Don't try to go find them or anything like that. And any and all terms by Department of Child Safety, if applicable. So your next court date is a preliminary hearing on November 10th at 1:30 p.m. That date may or may not go forward, so please keep in contact with your attorney, the legal defender's office. If you fail to appear for court, Mr. Lopez, a warrant can issue for your arrest. All right, did you understand what I said, Mr. Lopez? All Okay, so you have a $5,000 bond. You'd be released to pretrial if you post that. Absolutely no weapons, no contact with the alleged victims or the representatives. I don't know if DCS is involved, but any terms if they have any terms for you. Next court date is November 10th. Please keep in contact with your attorney. If you fail to appear for court, warrant can't issue for your arrest. You understand all that, Mr. Lopez?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. I just got a job, ma'am. I at Raytheon. I would be able to pay it if I could go to work. Also,
All right, Kyle, can you go ahead and turn it up? Basically, go around for attention. That's attack. We'll send it. Where's all the items? Okay. Wait, all right. All right.
All right, good morning, sir. Can I have your full name, please?
yeah, James Donald Baker.
All right, thank you, Mr. Baker. This is a time set for initial appearance. I'm seeing today on a new felony charge, sir, possession of a weapon by a private possessor. Sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney and appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you, and even an attorney seated next to you for purpose of today. I'll be setting some release conditions for you, Mr. Baker. I have reviewed the pretrial services report and the interim complaint. The state's written recommendation is a $5,000 bond. Mr. Poston, would the state like to be heard further?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Miller?
Thank you, Your Honor. We would be asking for pretrial services release. I would just note that Mr. Baker was stopped for a civil traffic violation. In the course of that stop, there was this firearm found. I would note that Mr. Baker did not threaten, attempt, or actually use that firearm against law enforcement. For those reasons, again, Your Honor, would be asking for pretrial services supervision.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Baker, I'm going to hold you on a $1,000 bond. It will be cash or secured. You'll be released to pretrial services if that bond is posted. Absolutely no weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. Your next court date, sir, is November 10th at 1:30 p.m. for a preliminary hearing. That date may or may not go forward, so please keep in contact with your attorney, the public defender's office. If you fail to appear for court, sir, a warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand all that, Mr. Baker?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. You're excused for today.
$1,000. So it is.
Mr. Gutierrez. Thank you. All the way up.
Good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Anthony Gutierrez.
Thank you, Mr. Gutierrez-Spear. This is a time set for initial appearance. I'm seeing today on multiple matters today. You have a post indictment from Pima County Superior Court, CR 2025-4858. The charges are for possession of narcotic drugs and drug paraphernalia. The alleged offense date is August 26th of this year. You have some new felony charges of possession of narcotic drugs and drug paraphernalia, resisting arrest. Then we have failures to appear out of Pima County Justice Court. And those are for criminal trespass from earlier this year, shoplifting and paraphernalia from October of last year, and then theft, disorderly conduct, paraphernalia also from October of last year. All right, so you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you on your felony matters, sir. And you have an attorney seated next to you for purpose of today. I'll be setting release conditions for you, sir, in all your matters. We'll start with the felony cases first. I have reviewed the pretrial services report and the interim complaint. The state's written recommendation is $500 on the post-indictment matter. That was the bond amount for failing to appear at an arraignment. And then for the new charges, state's written recommendation is $2,500 and a step scaring. Mr. Poston, is that all correct?
It is. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And I just wanted to note, I think in the interim indicated the narcotic drug that there was half burnt pill. I think that was the narcotic drug.
One moment, let me check. State's going to dismiss without on that charge.
All right, thank you. Mr. Miller?
Yes, Your Honor. I just asked for a nominal bond in the new matter if indeed there is going to be that $500 bond imposed in the post-indictment matter. This really is just a paraphernalia, at best, marginal personal possession case.
Thank you. All right, in the post-indictment matter, it looks like Mr. Gutierrez-Spear was previously released to pretrial and failed to appear at the arraignment. So I'm going to honor that bond amount of $500 on the post-indictment matter. Be cash or secured. If you do post that, sir, you're released to pretrial, so you have to make sure you keep in contact with it. No drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. Any monitoring or treatment is directed by pretrial. Next court date is next Wednesday, November 5th at 1:30 for an arraignment. All right. So we're dismissing the new felony charges without prejudice at the state's request. And then for the justice court matter, sir. All right, I'm going to impose a bond. It's going to be $500, cash or secure. It'll be concurrent across the 3 justice court cases. I'm going to appoint you an attorney, sir, Mr. John Stephen Ills. No contact with any alleged victims of the alleged shopliftings. Don't return to any incident locations. You'll see a judge tomorrow, sir, October 30th at 11 a.m. All right, so you'll see a judge tomorrow on your justice court cases. You'll have an attorney, Mr. Ills, and next Wednesday is when you have your felony matter. All right, so as you can see, when you fail to appear for court, warrants can issue for your arrest. Do you understand all that, Mr. Gutierrez-Spear?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. You're excused for today.
Mr. Blair.
All right, good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
James Edward Clare.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clare. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on 2 separate matters. You have a post-indictment from Pima County Superior Court, CR 2025-4286. The charges are for aggravated driving under the influence and possession of drug paraphernalia. Those are from January 12th of 2024. And then I'm also seeing you, sir, at a Tucson City Court for a new misdemeanor charge of drug paraphernalia. All right, so you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. On your felony matter, I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you, and you have an attorney seated next to you for purpose of today. I'll be setting release conditions for you, sir, Mr. Clare, on both of your felony and your city court matters. I have reviewed the pretrial services report and the interim complaint, or excuse me, there is no interim complaint. It was a failure to appear at a initial appearance arraignment. The warrant amount was $1,500, which is also the state's written recommendation. Mr. Poston, would the state like to be heard further?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Miller?
No, Your Honor, just the $1,500 amount.
I didn't even know I had a court. This is ridiculous.
Mr. Clare, I'm going to release your pretrial services. Looks like there was a return summons, which means you never got notice of your court date to show up on the aggravated driving under the influence. So what that means is you have to keep in contact with pretrial services as frequently as they tell you to. If you do not keep in contact with them, the next can guarantee you another warrant may issue for your arrest. You may be finding yourself back in custody, and you don't want that.
No, I didn't even know I had a court date. I would have went.
Now you know about it, sir. All right. Do not drive without a valid driver's license. No drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. Any monitoring or treatment is directed by pretrial services. So today's Wednesday. Your next court date for the felony matter is November 5th at 1:30 p.m. Which you're in luck because your next court date for Tucson City is also November 5th. You just have one day to remember. Okay. All right. That's for your criminal arraignment. That will be on the 3rd floor, Pima County Superior Court downtown. All right. For Tucson City, next court date is going to be November 5th at 9 a.m. That one, I'm going to release you on your own promise to appear as well. You have other matters right now pending. I'm consolidating everything, sir. So you only have one court date, which is November 5th. Okay, for city court, November 5th. For your felony case, the DUI, also November 5th. No drugs, no alcohol. It's the only release condition on the city court one. Probably know this, but if you fail to appear for court, sir, another warrant can issue for your arrest. Trial can go in your absence. If you're convicted at a trial in your absence, but you're not able to be sentenced within 90 days due to warrant status, you may lose your right to a direct appeal. You understand the consequences of failing to show to court, Mr. Cleric? All right, thank you, sir. When enter not guilty, please on your new misdemeanor charge. You're excused for today. Make sure you make it to court next week.
Mr. George?
All right, good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Mr. Dortch.
Thank you, Mr. Dortch. This is a time set for initial appearance. I'm seeing on two separate matters today. You have an out-of-county warrant for Maricopa County for an aggravated driving under the influence. Alleged offense dates from April 19th of 2023. You also have new felony charges locally for aggravated driving under the influence. That's from last night. All right, sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire an attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you on the local charges, sir, and you have an attorney seated next to you for purpose of today. I'll be setting some release conditions for both those matters. I have reviewed the pretrial services report and the interim complaint. I'll note it looks like you are currently on probation out of city court for a DUI as well. The state's written recommendation on the local charges is a $10,000 bond. Mr. Poston, would the state like to be heard further?
No, Judge.
All right, thank you. Mr. Miller?
Yes, Your Honor. I would be asking for release to pretrial services. I would note that Mr. Dortch was required to have a breathalyzer device in the vehicle. He did have that device. That, to me, cuts against the idea that he was driving under the influence at the time that he was taken into custody. I would also note that there was no injury caused, no damage to property. For those reasons, Your Honor, would just be asking for pretrial services release.
All right, thank you. Given the information in the interim complaint, the court does believe that there's PC regarding the impaired to the slightest degree, despite the fact that there was a intoxilizer attached to the vehicle. All right. Court does believe a bond is appropriate given the multiple matters out of county, the local one, new charges, as well as being on probation for DUI as well. Mr. Dortch, I'm going to impose a bond of $5,000 on the local charges. It'll be cash or secured, released to pretrial services if the bond is posted. Not drive without a valid driver's license, no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. Next court date for Pima County is November 10th at 1:30 p.m. That date may not go forward, so please keep in contact with your attorney, the public defender's office. If you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Now for the Maricopa County matter, sir, the bond amount out of Maricopa County is $10,000. I will honor that bond amount. It's cash or secured as well. I'll set a review hearing for you December 1st at 9 a.m. So basically, all the local charges have to resolve before Maricopa County decides to pick you up on this. The review hearing is just to make keep track of what's going on locally. All right, understand all that, Mr. George? All right, thank you, sir. You're excused for today.
Mr. Harrison?
right, good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Crescencio Carlos Harrison.
All right, thank you, Mr. Harrison. This is the time set for initial appearance. I'm seeing you today for some new felony charges: aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, dangerous instrument, 3 counts, as well as discharge of firearm in city limits. All right, sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney and appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. And you have an attorney seated next to you for purpose of today. I'll be setting some release conditions for you, Mr. Harrison. I have reviewed the pretrial services report and the interim complaint. And the state's written recommendation is a $35,000 bond. Mr. Poston, would the state like to be heard further?
Your Honor, the facts essentially speak for themselves. This person is alleged to have pointed a gun at the victim's vehicle. Apparently, there were 3 folks in there and discharged the vehicle. It struck the passenger side. We're lucky that we're not sitting here looking at a murder. This person is a danger. This person is an armed danger. $35,000.
All right, thank you. Mr. Miller?
Yes, Your Honor, we'd be asking for a significantly lower bond, somewhere in the area of $5,000 or $10,000. I noted that the state's written recommendation stated that Mr. Harrison was a continuing threat to the victim. My understanding is that he's a stranger to the victims in this case. He could not find them and pose a danger to them if he were inclined to. He also did voluntarily surrender his firearm to a friend following this incident. He was no longer armed at the time that he was contacted by police. Again, we'd be asking for a significantly lower bond amount of $5,000 to $10,000.
Your Honor, given that information, the state would request that the court enter an order directing the defendant to have the weapon turned into law enforcement pending the outcome of this crime.
It looks like it was recovered, Mr. Poston, based on the interim.
Very well.
Thank you.
I would also note, Your Honor, Mr. Harrison has informed me he has no criminal history of any kind.
All right, thank you. All right, the court is concerned about the allegations in the interim complaint and the use of a weapon, not just merely the presence of the weapon. Court goes going to impose a bond of $35,000. It will be cash or secured, released to pretrial services if that bond is posted. So if you post that bond over your release, you'd be out on pretrial. So you have to keep in contact with them as frequently as they tell you to. No drugs, no alcohol, no weapons whatsoever. No contact whatsoever with any alleged victims or any minor victims, any victims' representatives. Do not return to the incident location, which is the Circle K on Kolb Street or Kolb Road. Next court date is a preliminary hearing on November 10th at 1:30 p.m. That date may or may not go forward, so please keep in contact with your attorney, the public defender's office. If you fail to appear for court, sir, warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand all that, Mr. Harrison?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir. Your excuse for today.
Mr. Matas.
All right, good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Roy Matas.
All right, thank you, Mr. Matas. This is a time set for initial appearance. I'm seeing you today for some new felony charges: possession of weapon by private possessor and discharging a firearm in city limits. All right, sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. I have an attorney seated next to you for purpose of today. I'll be setting some release conditions for you, Mr. Matas. I have reviewed the pretrial services report and the interim complaint. The state's written recommendation is a $25,000 bond. Mr. Poston, would the state like to be heard further?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Miller?
Thank you, Your Honor. We'd be asking for a significantly lower bond, somewhere in the area of $2,500. Based on the interim complaint, it does not appear to me that these shots were directed at anybody. There was no injury caused, and there was no damage to property. I would also note that Mr. Matas is presumed innocent and denies the allegations against him.
I never shot a firearm tonight or yesterday night, ma'am. My mother, my life. And it was originally,
All right,
they
sir.
stopped me.
You have the right to remain silent. Please don't talk about the facts of the case. Mr. Miller, can you confirm what it says on the pretrial regarding Mr. Matas' employment? He's a sawyer or sawyer?
Yes, Your Honor, that's my understanding. He's involved in cutting wood for building houses.
Okay. All right. Mr. Mathis, I'm going to give you a chance on pretrial services. That means you have to keep in contact with them as frequently as they tell you to. If you do not, the next judge will hear about it. The release conditions can get revoked. You can find yourself back in custody. You don't want that. All right. No drugs, no alcohol, no weapons whatsoever. Any monitoring or treatment is directed by pretrial. Your next court date, sir, is November 18th at 1:30 p.m. for a preliminary hearing. That date may not go forward, so please keep in contact with your attorney, the public defender's office. If you fail to appear for court, Mr. Mathis, a warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand all that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. You're excused for today.
Mr. Ortiz.
All right, good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Mr. Ortiz. Good morning.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Ortiz, this is the time set for initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on a post-indictment matter from Pima County Superior Court. It's CR 2025-3552, which is for aggravated driving under the influence. Alleged offense dates from January 6th of this year. Also seeing you out of Tucson City Court for a failure to appear for an assault charge. Alleged offense date is from July of this year. Looks like you failed to appear for court in September. Also seeing you for an out-of-county warrant out of Eloy Justice Court, and that is for driving on a suspended license. All right, so sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. On your new felony case, I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you, and you have an attorney seated next to you for purpose of today. I'll be setting some release conditions for you, sir, on all three of your matters. I have reviewed the pretrial services report and the interim complaint, or excuse me, there's no interim complaint. The pretrial services report, the failure to appear at the arraignment warrant amount is $1,500, which is also the state's written recommendation. Mr. Poston, would the state like to be heard further?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Miller, and if you could also address whether he's still using that PO box and cells.
Yes, Your Honor, one moment.
I thought they dropped the felony.
Your Honor, my understanding is that he no longer has that PO box in cells. He has a different address now. His understanding of where that felony case was at procedurally was different. That he essentially thought the case had been dropped. He didn't believe that he had future hearings coming up. For those reasons, Your Honor, we would just ask for pretrial services release.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Ortiz, I'm going to release your pretrial services on the post-indictment matter. You have to keep in contact with them as frequently as they tell you to. Do not drive without a valid driver's license. No drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. You must provide your attorney's office with proof of your address within 5 business days and also update pretrial with your current address.
Okay.
All right, next court date is next Wednesday. So today is Wednesday. Next court date is next Wednesday, November 5th at 1:30 for an arraignment. That's downtown in Superior Court on the 3rd floor. If you fail to appear, sir, another warrant can issue for your arrest. All right, on the Tucson City Court case matter, that one I'm going to release you on your own promise to appear for your next court date. No contact with any alleged victim of the assault. Next court date is November 26th at 2 p.m. And then for the Pinal Justice Court, that's for the driving on a suspended license. Looks like it's a 2018 matter, sir. That's quite old. All right, so you got to get that taken care of. All right. I'm going to release you on your own promise to appear for your next court date on that. Do not drive without a valid driver's license. Next court date is December 1st at 9 a.m. If you don't have a way to get there, sir, please call the courthouse. There'll be a phone number on the sheet you'll get to reschedule or see if you can appear by phone or virtually or something like that. It's not going to go away by itself. All right, when you get out of jail today, sir, you'll get 3 sheets of paper on the sheet you'll get to to reschedule or see if you can appear by phone or virtually or something like that. It's not just not going to go away by itself. All right, when you get out of jail today, sir, you'll get 3 sheets of paper. One will be about that arraignment for the felony DUI. You'll get your Tucson City Court case date for November, and then you have the Pinal Justice Court case. All right, if you fail to appear for courts or warrants, can issue for your arrest. Do you understand all that, Mr. Ortiz?
Yes.
All right, thank you, sir. Excuse for today.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, I think that's everyone at the jail. Thank you. Have a good day, folks.
And we do not need the interpreter tonight, so you can be excused, sir. And Dale, could you unmute? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. You said you didn't need the interpreter, I thought?
So yeah, you can be excused, thanks.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
And Jill, can you unmute this gentleman? No. Is anyone there, sir? Are we gonna get to unmute you, or are they all gone? They all left you. You guys are unmuted.
It's not muted. Hi, Judge Millian. We can sort of hear you. I don't know if there's a way to make you louder. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it was me pushing the mic up in the air instead of at my face. So, okay. Thank you. All right. What's your name, sir? All right, Mr. McLeish, you are charged with drug paraphernalia and driving under the influence from October 18th of this year. And I see you've got another bond and a DOC hold. So I'm going to hold you on a $500 bond on these and appoint a city public defender to represent you. And no driving without a valid license, no alcohol or illegal drugs. And I'm going to set these misdemeanor cases on November 7th at 1:45. So your city public defender will be out to talk to you. Since you're in there anyway. Okay. That's it. That's all I'm going to see you on tonight. Okay. All right. What's your name, sir? All right. I'm seeing you on 2 disorderly conduct charges from October 18th on golf links. And what I'm going to do is release you on these, but I'm going to appoint a city public defender to kind of follow you and see what's going on with your other case. If you get out of custody, you can come to court December 19th at 9 o'clock. If you don't, then the public defender will check in with you and see how you want to handle these misdemeanors, okay? Yeah, and that's it. That's all I'm seeing you on tonight. That's it. Yep.
Right.
What's your name?
Eric Anton.
All right, Mr. Anton, let's see. I have a warrant for you out of South Tucson for shoplifting and criminal trespass from May of this year. And I'm going to release you on that one and order you not to go back to the incident location. And your next court date in South Tucson will be November 18th at 10 o'clock. And then you have a new shoplift. Not sure we saw this. Hold on one sec. Is he booked on? So I've got. Yeah, were they all in the same day? They were on the same one? Okay. And let me go back to that, sir. I didn't realize that you had already done that, had already gotten a new case, so. All right, so as long as you're going to be in custody, because I am going to hold you in custody on other things, I'm going to hold you on $100 bond on the South Tucson cases and set you for tomorrow at 10 o'clock and appoint a lawyer to represent you. And that will be Michael Vaughn. So that is your South Tucson cases. Then you have a justice court failure to appear on a criminal trespass. So I'm going to hold you on that one. And appoint Pete Gutierrez to represent you. And that will be tomorrow too. At 1 p.m. And then you have multiple city court cases also. and you didn't show up for your hearings, so I'm going to hold you on $250 bonds on your city court cases, appoint the public defender to represent you on those, and set for November 7th at 1:45 for those cases. And I think that's all your cases now. And that's it, sir. You'll have 3 different lawyers coming out to talk to you about all your cases. Okay? All right. I'll let you fill out the rest of that project. Thank you.
Downstairs.
What's your name?
Julie Hernandez.
All right, you've got 1, 2 warrants out of South Tucson for failure for criminal trespass and failure to appear, and then criminal trespass, 2 cases out of city court too. All right, you haven't hit my limit yet, so I'm going to release you on these, but you need to not go back to any of the incident locations. And on your South Tucson cases, oops, wrong person, never mind. Just a second. On your South Tucson cases, don't go back to the incident location. Come back to court November 18th at 10 o'clock. And on your city court cases, don't go back to the incident locations. And come back to court on December 1st at 9 o'clock. And that's it, ma'am.
Wait.
Hello,
What's your name?
Nemo.
Okay. So do you have a real name you can give me and a date of birth?
That is my name. Actually, born again, and I don't have a date of birth. A birth is different from being a born date, I guess. A person is birthed, and I guess a man or a woman is born.
Okay,
But-
then I'm going to hold you on a $100 bond and give you Pete Gutierrez to represent you, and your next court date will be tomorrow at 1 p.m.
All right, stand up.
Benjamin?
What's your name?
Benjamin Stroke.
Charged with domestic violence, disorderly conduct, and I am going to order you not to have any contact with Gary Scurro and not return to his residence.
That's my dad. Where?
I know.
Okay.
And no acts of domestic violence. And I'm going to appoint William Parvin to represent you, so he will be there to talk to you. And your next court date will be tomorrow at 1 p.m. And that's it, sir. All right. Can you guys unmute her? Thank you. What's your name, ma'am?
Angela Faye Duvall Edwards.
Okay. So what's your name?
Angela Faye Duvall Edwards.
No. All right. Let me find you. Oh, there you are. Okay. All right. You're charged with criminal trespass and drug paraphernalia, and you got a failure to appear on those. So you need to come back to court on December 19th at 9 o'clock, or another warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand?
Yes.
All right, then you're released.
Thank you.
Okay. What do I do with the medical reject? Will you just take care of those? Medical reject, Fryho. She was rejected. Frejo? Juanita Frejo? She was medically rejected. Okay. All right. All right. What's your name, ma'am?
My full name or just my last name?
Your last name is fine.
Mm.
What is it? Your name.
Mm-hmm.
Tell her your name.
You have my name.
Tell her.
Don't you have my name?
She has to identify who you are. Tell her your name.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. My full name, Jennifer here.
Okay. All right. So I have, let's see. I have a domestic violence, disorderly conduct, domestic violence, criminal damage from September of this year, and a failure to appear in court. And then we also pulled the one that you have set for November 5th, which is domestic violence, violation of a court order. And so on those cases, I am going to order you not to commit any acts of domestic violence, no contact with the victim. I'm going to appoint Christian Salter to represent you on each of those and hold you on a $250 bond on each of those. And you'll be seen tomorrow at 1 p.m. So those are the ones you'll be seen on tomorrow. And you'll have an attorney on those. Then you have city court cases of criminal trespass and then a failure to appear on an assault charge out of city court. So on those, I'm going to give you one more shot to show up, and you need to come back to court on your city court cases November 26th at 9:30, or a warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand? And that's it. Okay.
Ma'am, stand up.
What judge is this? Like,
Stand up.
what?
Stand up. Let's go. Z next.
All right. What's your name, sir?
Samuel Stanley Major.
So council, let's see, Mr. Major has a theft of means of transportation from October 27th, a theft of means of transportation from July 19th, and a theft of means of transportation from February 11th. And I believe he also has, does he not have a hold? I thought he did.
He has a Department of Corrections hold, Your Honor.
Okay. So, what's the state suggesting? The state is suggesting $10,000 on each one, I guess. What's the defense position?
Your Honor, given the Department of Corrections hold, which won't be lifted until this is resolved, I would just ask for one concurrent bond on all three cases as it appears that position at this time.
Okay. I never know how to do concurrent bonds on any of these. You guys have any good ideas? Tell me how to do. So,
I don't know how to do it on your end. I just know that you can order it.
I know, but there's nothing that lets us do it here. So why don't I hold him on a $2,500 bond on each? And then he will be getting credit on each of those. And I will appoint the public defender, no contact with the victims. And November 10th at 1:30 will be the preliminary hearing. Okay.
It's for me.
Bye.
Nicholas?
What's your name, sir?
Nicholas Apodaca.
All right. You are charged with third-degree burglary. And the state's asking for recommending pretrial services. So I take it that defense has no objection to that, counsel?
I do not.
All right, but I'm trying to decide what I should do with his DUI in city court that he went warrant on. Will that change your mind?
I can represent him on the misdemeanor, but I would ask the court to give him the fact that he's a long-time resident with a verified address and family support, no convictions to release him as well, and just give him another opportunity to address it.
I guess my question is, do you would you want a bond if I'm going to hold him on the city court case? 'Cause I know sometimes you've asked me for that.
I would only so that we can be.
Okay. All right. Well, it looks like a lot of these actually continuances were COVID-y things. So it's old, but it was all happening in COVID, and then he just disappeared completely. But I will give Mr. Apodaca one last chance on all of these. So on the felony, I'm going to order you not to go back to the incident location, no alcohol or illegal drugs, and release you to pretrial services and appoint the public defender. And your next court date will be November 18th at 1:30 for your preliminary hearing. And then on your DUI case, I will appoint Mr. Huerta's office to represent you again and release you. No alcohol or illegal drugs. Don't drive without a valid license. And you need to come back to court on December 4th at 9 o'clock, or warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, that's it. Every time I think I'm done.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
What's your name, sir?
Um, Andre Gaines.
All right, Mr. Gaines. I have a warrant for you out of Pima County Justice Court charging you with second degree burglary from May 16th of this date. And counsel, it's got a $50,000 bond on it. Did you want to be heard?
I'd like to speak to Mr. Gaines briefly, if I may.
Okay. Oh, and it looks like he has a probation hold too, so. Counsel or defense or prosecution, just will you check Mr. Cruz Montano, because you didn't put a recommendation in the in one of the two cases. I just want to make sure that you meant.
Of course, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. Gaines's case, yeah.
So, just for the court's information, it sounds like Mr. Gaines had been in some sort of rehabilitative program, and he says that he flashed the warrant in August, which I think would make sense since it looks like the allegation occurred in May of this year. I obviously don't have enough information to help Mr. Gaines with that specifically. At this time, he does understand that he has a probation hold, so we would just be asking for a bond regardless. I don't know if it's in the court's power to reduce it, given he does have that probation hold, and that needs to be settled before he can be released. But please provide that information to the court.
Okay. All right. Well, given that he has this hold and I don't know, we don't know anymore about what's happening with this, I am going to just stick with that $50,000 bond that's on the warrant and appoint the public defender's office. No return to the incident location, no firearms, no alcohol or illegal drugs. And November 10th at 1:30 is the preliminary hearing.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, for the next one that you asked me to check, it should also be 1,500. So they're the same.
Okay, thanks.
Sorry about that. I had massive technological issues apparently today.
Seems like it's been happening in my courtroom everywhere. I don't know what it is. Hope it's not catching. All right, I'm writing it in and we'll make sure that counsel does too.
Thank you. And then there was a second one and that missed it in the top, but I did email and say it's supposed to be 500. I included it in the language at the bottom of the form. So if you see a second one later on that's blank, it's supposed to be 500.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. What's your name, sir?
Angel Cruz Montano.
Okay. Let's see. We have 2 counts of unlawful flight from law enforcement vehicles, one from June 28th and one from April 11th. And counsel, I didn't know if you heard that conversation because you were talking to your last client, but the state meant to have a $1,500 bond request on each of these, and one just came out blank.
I see. Okay.
And so 3,000, 15 on each. What would you like to say?
Sure. I think the problem I have with the interim complaints is, at least on the felony charges, we have the interim complaints just say, excuse me, just said that we have 2 incidents where the driver fled and Angel was positively identified. It's not clear to me how would these be dismissed as however, I realize that he has pending city court matters. So depending on how the court is feeling about, releasing him or holding him on those is what would, I suppose, to ask for a low bond in the felony matters. But I do have issues with the Angel complaints.
Okay. All right. Does the state want to be heard on that? Because I guess my choice would be I'm not dismissing them anymore, but I have to release if I don't find probable cause. So they're not the best I've ever seen, but
No, Your Honor, I would agree. They are not the best, but there was a pursuit and there was an apprehension. I mean, obviously, I don't want to make any assumptions. So I think that that's all that I can really leave at this point.
okay. So I guess this is what I would say, and I think because we're not dismissing these cases anymore, we're just kind of releasing them, is I think that there's enough on the June 28th, because they say the officers positively identified him driving the vehicle at that place and then fled. I think that the other one is more problematic from the April 11th because they just say the driver was positively identified, but we don't know by who, we don't know when, we don't know where that came from. But to me, that would result in him getting released on one and held on the other, counsel. So if you want, I will hold him on a $1,500 bond just because he keeps fleeing, allegedly. I will hold him on a $1,500 bond on the one and then 500 on the other. So he gets credit, but I'm acknowledging that I don't think that's the best probable cause statement in the world. Does that make sense to you? I know you don't want me to hold him at all, but instead. I'm trying to figure out which one is which. Okay, so I am going to hold Mr. Montano on a $500 bond on one of them. Don't drive without a valid license. Release to pretrial services if posted. And then on the other one, I'm going to hold him on a $1,500 bond. Same thing, release to pretrial services if posted. And the preliminary hearing on both will be November 10th at 1:30. Appoint the public defender.
Today's date.
But wait, we have city court cases too that I haven't looked at yet, so. All right, so the city court cases are from today: domestic violence assault, 4 counts of domestic violence, disorderly conduct. From August 15th, disorderly conduct and a failure to appear on a theft on June 16th of this year. All right. I am going to hold Mr. Montano on a $500 bond on these cases and appoint the city public defender. And let me see, just a sec. And no contact with Sabrina Contreras and no return to her residence. And no acts of domestic violence. Residence. And no acts of domestic violence. And then the court date on these cases with the city public defender will be November 5th at 1:30. And that's it.
Armando.
What's your name, sir?
Armando Montaño.
All right, you are charged with aggravated shoplifting, possession of narcotic drugs, possession of drug paraphernalia. Counsel of the state's asking for a $10,000 bond. Did you want to be heard?
He would ask for pretrial services release. He's 33 and a lifelong resident and maintains employment. However, if that's not the court's inclination, I would ask the court to consider this very small amount of drugs found on him. I think it was a single pill, and it was a straw. I would just ask the court to consider his indigency as well.
All right. I will appoint the public defender, order the defendant not to return to the incident location, no alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to hold him on a $3,000 bond, pretrial services if posted, and the preliminary hearing will be November 10th at 1:30.
So another bond.
3,000.
Right, مشكلة.
Is
Fernando.
Mr. Ontiveros the one you wanted a $500 bond on, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. What's your name, sir?
Fernando Ontiveros.
All right. So you are charged with possession of a dangerous drug, possession of drug paraphernalia, and you may be eligible to participate in a diversion program called STEPS that requires you to participate in a plan specific to your needs for a short time. If you choose to participate and complete the program, these felony drug charges in your arrest report will be permanently dismissed without you ever being formally charged. Are you interested in this program?
Yes.
Okay. So, state's asking for a $500 bond, counsel.
Asking for pretrial services release given the nature of the charges. He's 43 and a lifelong resident, and pretrial services was able to get in contact with his mother, who was offered to help support him and can take custody of him. He always has some priors, but his last is from 2020. Again, I think given the nature of the charges, I would ask for pretrial services. I'll be willing to waive. So
On the PH, okay. All right, given, okay. I will appoint the legal defender to represent Mr. Ontiveros and order him not to possess any alcohol or illegal drugs, not to return to the incident location. I'm going to release him to pretrial services. The steps hearing will be November 5th at 9 o'clock. And then what's the 45-day-ish thing? December 15th at 1:30 will be the preliminary hearing. Then Mr. Ontiveros has a Marana case. No, let's see. No, a justice court case on driving on a suspended license. So come back to court on that, sir, and don't drive without a valid license. Come back November 24th at 10 o'clock or a warrant will issue for your arrest on that one. All right.
Good. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, what was the PH date?
It was December 15th because she waived time.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. What's your name, sir? Smith? You're charged with criminal trespass. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I am going to order you not to go back to the incident location. No alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to release you to pretrial services, and you need to come back to court. You didn't write that one down, and I don't have it memorized. November 18th at 1:30, or a warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand? All right, you got a misdemeanor too, so hold on a sec. Your misdemeanor is a warrant out of Marana for drug paraphernalia. So no alcohol or illegal drugs, and come back to court on November 26th at 10 o'clock, or a warrant will issue for your arrest, okay?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Lisa Smith.
You are charged with first-degree criminal trespass. I am going to appoint the legal defender to represent you. I'm going to order you not to go back to that incident location. No alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to release you to pretrial services. So you need to report to them and come to court November 18th at 1:30, or a warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Joshua?
What's your name, sir?
Joshua Sean Straub.
All right. You are charged with fraudulent schemes and artifices, and counsel, the state's asking for a $10,000 bond, but it looks like the defendant also has a parole violation. So hold, it looks like. So
the Department of Corrections hold, I would just ask the court to consider that he's 51, a lifelong Tucson resident. It seems that he's been maintaining employment and he was assessed at a level 2. This is ultimately a non-violent allegation. So if the court can reduce the bond at all, that would be helpful, but he does have that DOC.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to appoint the public defender, order Mr. Strub not to go back to the incident location, no alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to hold him on a $5,000 bond since he's got that hold, and pretrial services if posted November 10th at 1:30 is the preliminary hearing.
Williams.
All right, what's your name?
Billy Williams.
All right, if I could dismiss this, I would, but she's got a hold, right, counsel?
She does have a probation hold, and Your Honor, are you referring to the dangerous drug allegation?
Yeah. But I think that kind of the standard now is that I can release her on it, but I can't just dismiss it, even I'm not sure that there's probable cause. But she is charged with possession of a dangerous drug. So there's 25 blue pills or cocaine that wasn't tested, so I'm not sure. I mean, I would like not to hold her on a bond, but I know she needs time credit, right? So.
And that she has the probation hold, and I think the state will amend the charges.
All right, so I, for now, am going to hold her on a $100 bond, pretrial services if posted, no alcohol or illegal drugs, appoint the public defender, and set the court date for November 10th at 1:30 for the preliminary hearing.
And Your Honor, I do believe she was eligible for steps if she is interested in that.
Okay, so.
Because she's being held, it doesn't change the preliminary hearing date, but yes, it does appear that she's eligible for steps.
Do you want me to read her the steps project thing?
You can speak to her briefly.
Okay, all right.
Okay, Your Honor, she is interested in the decision program.
Okay, so the steps hearing will be November 5th at 9, and the preliminary hearing will be November 10th at 1:30.
So for anything else.
Are we still seeing Miss Wheelbarger, you all?
She refused, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. I will set her for the morning then.
Yes, talk to your attorney. And then I can get out.
Thanks you all. Good night.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that wasn't too bad.